What's up, y'all? Pearson Castillo here. Um, I don't really have anything to do tonight, and I'm bored. So I figured, why not go live and just kind of talk about, I don't know, whatever comes to mind. Um, I don't really want to focus on weather. Honestly, I'm really bored of weather. Weather is not doing anything, and I'm just not really wanting to focus on weather. I have one weather radio going because there is a SPS, special weather statement. So I have one going in the very background here, just in case I something does go. Not sure what I'm going to talk about today. Um, I don't know. Maybe my future plans or something to do with that. So let me grab my headset, and then we'll go to that. And I think the link is in the description. Don't know if I'm going to have people on, but I might not. We'll just have to join and see. Alrighty, I am back. And let's see. Alrighty, let's let's try that again. Um, there we go. So yeah, I don't know. It's just been one of those kind of one of those summers, y'all. I haven't done many streams where I just talked about some things, about this day-to-day life things. That I've been doing. Um, I'm really starting to find that in something I don't think many people talk about is like after high school, it's really like, for one, it's been really hard for me to really know what to do. Um, because I had a rough go of it at high school, of course. I went into that some before, but I had a um, really tough time with my school and everything to do with it, really, to be quite honest. Um, in the blind world, schooling, if you're not going to a school for the blind, public schools can be a little dicey, especially when you're in a rural town. Um, so they didn't really prepare me for anything. They should have, but they didn't really prepare me for life skills, nothing like that. I haven't had much guidance in the way they they did the bare minimum, and I'm not gonna say that they're the book completely, but I'm also not gonna say that I'm not gonna downplay it because here I am now. It's hard when you graduate high school and everyone else is going back to school or everyone else is doing things with their life and you're just sitting at home. It's a little gets lonesome at best a lot of the time for me, especially. Um, I've been struggling with some motivational issues, and I feel like a lot of people do. As life goes on, sometimes you have trouble being motivated. Uh, I've struggled a lot with that here lately. I haven't been as active on YouTube because I just haven't felt really like I was enjoying the whole weather side of things. And that's why I haven't been really interacting much because I still recorded videos, but I just haven't had the energy to edit the titles of all those videos that I have. So I've just been chilling out and really trying to just take a breather, figure out what I want to do with my life, because I want to go to college at some point, but I feel like I'm not ready for a lot of that in life. Um, you know, for just about everything life is throwing at me now that I'm out of school. Um, it's stressful because it's hard to get a job when you're blind, especially in a rural area. It's very hard to get a job. It's definitely not easy. Um, and it's sometimes not easy to talk to people that and to helping get a job either. So honestly, I can say I've had a few really good moments this summer. Um, Something that a lot of people don't know is when I was little, I didn't really, my maturity level and my, well, personality and just things I liked never really fit in with anyone at school. I'm not a gamer, not into sports, I'm not into like hunting or fishing. I'm not into like, you know, I'm not very preppy either. Not, I shouldn't say preppy, but I'm not very like I wasn't very involved with very many like typical like I wasn't a band kid or I wasn't you know into a lot of like honor society or any any school activities never had much appeal to me. I wasn't the going to prom dances type. I wasn't really into any of it. What I always wanted was just to have friends that wanted to hang out, not because of anything to do with school, just because we got along to hang out. And I have a lot of those now, but a lot of those are over the internet or, well, phone type friendships because we all live a long way from each other, a lot of us. So I don't know, it gets a little lonesome. I have one buddy here in Buffalo. He's also visually impaired. Um, Kale, he's run on my streams once or twice. I think once. It's been a very long time ago. I think this year. Uh, but even me and Kale, I mean, besides that, we don't have. I don't have many friends around here, which is a little difficult because when you're not able to hang out with people, when you have nothing to do, you know, you start to go a little stir crazy, which is how I've been this summer because, um, for the record, and I know I'm talking very slowly and probably not being very, I'm just rambling because I can't think straight. My brain fog is absolutely terrible. Um, for the most part, when I started this summer, I had really been excited just to see my girlfriend, and that ended up working out. We went to a camp, me and her and many other individuals. That was just a what they call adventure camp. It was a camp similar to most camps, um, with a lot of outdoors activities. We're talking like horseback riding, zip lining, things like that. Things that I'm not necessarily into, but the camp itself was just really, really great. Um, a lot of my better qualities that I like about myself came out that week. I got to see my girlfriend for the first time in person, which was definitely the most amazing thing that's happened this summer, easily. Um, so that was cool, very. I really enjoyed that. Um, One of the other things, of course, as I've said many times, is I've graduated this year. So for me, I had to go through high school a little bit differently, uh, because my bone condition kept me back to where, the pain and especially the stress and the overall just like, uh, exhaustion of all the issues I had with the district and all the issues I had trying to keep up with work. People oftentimes suffer from procrastination, things like that, on their own, but I really did. I feel because I just didn't have very much motivation a lot, and that's not to say I didn't try because I worked like hell. Um, my I had to take some different routes. Like there was a test called the HISET, which is a sort of it's basically you do all these. You have to have certain credits, like government things like that, to know you pass all that, and then you take 4 or 5 tests. I think it was 5 or 6 actually for all your key concepts. So you have English uh, writing portion, English reading portion, social studies, yada yada yada. And so I didn't graduate with credits like a lot of kids did, in normal school systems. I really, really, really tried, but it was getting to where I would probably have to do 100 50 at least assignments every 2 weeks just to graduate in the same year as the rest of my class and walk with my class. So it wasn't possible, unfortunately, to do that um, for me because I just threw in the towel. Said we got to find another option because I can't do that. And it worked, but I can tell you, I still don't feel very accomplished. I feel like I did that because I have to, but I still have trouble feeling accomplished with some of the things I've done. And that's because honestly, a lot of the time, I wouldn't let myself feel like I was doing enough. Let myself feel accomplished. Like if I met a goal, I'd be like, okay, I met a goal, but there would never be anything rewarding in that. It would just be okay, I did what I should have. So we get out of school, right, and everyone else is just going off, and everyone's doing the things that they got to do. And of course, for the ones that are still in school, they're going off to school for another year or however many. And now I'm just kind of sitting home. I mean, I have things that we're trying to work out. I do, but you know, that doesn't ease the sad stress, the depression stuff when the lights go off and you know when the phone calls and ease that doesn't ease some of that sometimes. So I've been struggling. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have been struggling pretty deeply for the past couple of months, which I'm realizing now. Um, so yeah, oh, it has been a struggle at times. I'm not gonna lie, but that's kind of where I am right now. I'm trying to figure out a lot of things about life, about what I want to do. Trying to figure out where the fact that I'm 18 now. I'm an adult now. That's a scary thought for me because I'm not a kid anymore. All of the and nothing really changed when I became an adult except that like I haven't gotten the control on on a lot of the things that normal adults would have control over. Um, that's not to say that that is impossible for me to do. I just haven't been able to get going quite a bit at me the past couple of months. Um, I want to talk a tiny bit about some politics because why not? What's sad to me is, and I've noticed this more and more, people are literally afraid to come on the internet and say anything about politics anymore. Like, well, I say I I make that sound like that just started. It's been there for a while, but a lot of people that I talk to are absolutely afraid to say their opinions or how to even have an opinion on politics because of things they expect everybody to do. And it's sad. It kind of is, honestly, because I feel that a lot of freedoms that, you know, that shouldn't be suppressed have started to become suppressed. Well, built, like, pushed into everyone's mind that they should be suppressed. That, people should keep their mouths shut. And Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of people that spout off whatever they want about politics. Usually, honestly, a lot of the people that don't talk about politics are some of the most sane people I ever talk to. Honest to God. I'm not even saying that as a joke. I'm saying most people that I've talked to that won't talk about politics, usually very well rounded individuals. That's sad that our country's politics has gotten to the point to where the people that talk about them are the crazies of the world. Um, Most of the time. Yeah, that's a generalization, but um, I kind of wanted to talk about um, this whole um, the whole issue, the whole thing the other day with the Republican. I forget what they called it. The one the event they hosted on Fox with all the Republican contenders that are trying to get into the GOP. Um, for these the GOP debate, I think it was. There was quite a, I think, I want to say Vivek, uh, Ramaswamy, something. Um, there was quite a few of them. There was that him, Ron DeSantis. Trump was not present at that, supposedly, I believe, because of a Trump decided not to appear because he didn't want to agree to the pledge of that he'd support whoever got in, which is classic Trump move there. Um, so of course, he being the you know top guy for Republican nomination, uh, there's quite there's a few uh, promising people. I don't know about DeSantis anymore. He's kind of starting to fall through for me because he hasn't really said much. I did like I believe his name is Vivek guy. Um, because he's all talk probably, but he was talking about getting the people out of the FBI that are corrupt and whatnot. How people that are in those offices are corrupt. He talked about that at one point. Um, Things like that. I feel honestly, and this is just me, but I feel that to be quite honest, a lot of the Republicans and Democrats' problems is, especially Republicans, the way, because I consider myself a Republican. Um, the thing that's going to stop the Republicans is honestly because the Republicans are all divided on a lot of things. A lot of Republicans are divided on how much aid we give to Ukraine, about if that's a necessary conflict for us to be fighting in, which I'm kind of split on if we're poking our nose into things we shouldn't, or if we should because of course I really, I'd like for Ukraine to emerge, you know, emerge the winners of that war. There's never winners in a war, but I would, it'd be great to see Russia's anti-war rhetoric on Russia huge nuclear arsenal. I don't see any of Trump's goals. I haven't seen Trump really point out a goal, which is kind of why I lead towards some of these newer guys, and because Trump is just uh, trying to settle his grudges at this point. Um, which I'm not going to comment on if those are, you know, valid grudges to have. I personally believe some of them are, and that he is going on a sort of witch hunt for Trump when, you know, it's kind of crazy to see how divided everything is anymore, you know. There's there's no there's the minority is now the majority, and the majority is now turned into the minority. So it's an interesting situation to see playing out. I just hope the presidential debates aren't like they were in 2019, 2020, whatever they were. Because good God, that was a shit show. That was a sparring match of idiocy between Biden and Trump, honestly. When you have two people that can't even debate over politics correctly, screaming shut up at each other, that's a train wreck, is what that is. As you guys can tell, I am incredibly lethargic. Well, not lethargic, but I cannot think straight. I'm just babbling at this point, just talking. So if someone wants to pitch me a topic for us to just discuss, if anyone wants to pitch us a topic or pitch me a topic, go ahead. I might call some of my weather buds on here. We've had a few conversations before, so maybe I'll call a couple of those guys up. Let's see what we could talk about. Let me see here. Let's see who we could get on. Let's try. Uh, alrighty. Um, I am back. I think Atlantic is gonna come on here, so I'll have him come on here and let's see what topics we can think up. How about it? Trying to think of something kind of creepy. How weirdly scary the AI has gotten. Maybe we'll talk about AI and just how YouTube's kind of creepy. See, I kind of wanted to do this stream that, like, and these aren't really ever very successful on this channel, but I kind of wanted to do this stream where uh, I kind of wanted to do this stream where weather isn't really the main topic because I always talk about weather so much on this channel and I cover weather so much that I'm not really able to talk about much else. Um, I think that's probably Atlantic watching. So I've just kind of decided to do a stream where I just talk about whatever comes to mind and just sort of a hangout stream, I guess you would say. Because honest to God, I'm dying of boredom, and there's not very many people to talk to, so I figure why not just go to YouTube and get random stream, showing out. Um, it's kind of interesting to me. Well, I'll just wait until Atlantic gets on here actually. Before let me make sure. I think this stream has gotten like one view since I streamed this. That's sad. Oh my god, my channel is dead. I'm not sure if the link is in the description or not. Let me see. My title sounds so damn melodramatic. Let's talk about life. I forgot that's my title. Shit. But StreamYard keeps kicking me out. Oh, you know what? I bet you Atlantic thought that this was on the other podcast. Um, I just put it on my account for a reason. My individual stream side of it. I just wanted to stream it on my channel. Let me some. There we go. Atlantic said he just fell asleep, so I'm not sure if he's still joining or not. Um. Oh, let's see. But there it is. Here we go.
Hi.
Hey, let's see here. You can hear me, okay, right?
Yep, you're good. Just completely fell asleep.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm just like on here like babbling because I don't know what to do. I'm bored as hell. Like, I don't know. When do you start school, man?
Number 7th. So I got like 2 weeks left.
Nice. Yeah. Um, I don't know. I'm just kind of chilling. I'm trying to think of something I could talk about, but I have no idea. I'm honestly so bored of weather that I can't even. Like,
Uh, Hurricane Franklin might actually hit me.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't even. I haven't been keeping track of all the hurricanes we have. Um.
One second. I'm trying to finish cleaning my room.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It was kind of creepy. I swear, like AI and like YouTube and like all this shit, they've gotten really good. It's like I swear I'll think about something and then like I won't even say anything and it'll pop up in my recommended like 2 days later. It's starting to really creep me out.
Um. So
It's
me and my mom were having a conversation about credit cards, and the moment I opened my phone and went to weather app, I got a whole bunch of ads about credit cards. So your phone's listening to you.
I know. I literally swear it is. I've said this so many times to people. I'm like, I swear to God, like I did this test, and I said something about like murder, and then a murder video,
What?
about a true crime happened. I said it 3 times, and I cleared my search and like watch history to like test out to see what it would pop up first. And like I would say murder, and then a video about a murder would show up like every time. I
Oh,
YouTube, I'd open it back up, and the video about true crime would show up.
that is so creepy.
Oh, it is. Honestly, it is. Like I'd listened to a song on my computer that I had downloaded, right? And I hadn't listened to the song in like 3 years on YouTube. And I swear to God, it came up on the YouTube feed, like right maybe 3 hours after that. I was just like, dude, I'm so done with this.
Like, I wonder if there's a way to like disable them from listening.
I really don't know, honestly. And what's creepy is it's probably going to get worse and worse over the years. I mean,
One time, oh my gosh, me and my mom were joking around about Alexa calling 911, and then I accidentally said Alexa call 911, and then she started to call, and then I unplugged her. Nobody ended up showing up, but it was scary as hell.
oh my God, yeah, that's a fear of mine. That and Siri. Siri doing that.
Yeah, because
I have a
like
Hey Siri for that reason.
yeah, it's really bad. Like especially you being blind, like you could just click the wrong button and then your police will your ass.
Yeah. Oh my God, you should have seen it when I tried to explain to a Discord server I was blind. Oh my God, you talk about a bunch of idiots, dude.
How okay? What like how do some people not understand? You could just simply say I'm legally blind, and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Like
Like
I've tried
what?
to explain it so many times. Everyone's like, "How are you typing? How are you talking to us?" I'm like,
Oh
"There's
my
technology
gosh,
for the blind people."
bro! People are so stupid in 2023. This generation of children that we have are like so incredibly dumb.
Honestly, though, it's bad.
I mean, I'm a child, but like, oh my god.
No, okay. One of the things that I was talking to somebody about the other day is like, so you remember the whole baby shark shit and where everyone was obsessed with that and all that. I got into an argument with a bunch of people on YouTube the other day, and I said, like, this is like all the entertainment for kids anymore is like brainless bullshit. Like,
Okay, my brothers were the stupidest shit in the world. Like today, they were watching like YouTube Kids, and for an example, do you know like Peppa Pig?
yeah, yeah.
They have that, but like there's like a Chinese, like I'm not trying to be racist, but like there's like a other version which is so much more annoying that they watch.
See, and that's the other thing. YouTube Kids has like a lot of really creepy and weird like content on it that is like marketed towards like kids, like really just like
That
for like Momo type crap. You remember that?
I oh my that traumatized the shit out of me.
It's like I what do they call that? Elsa Gate content where it'll have like characters of like children's shows or whatever doing weird or like disturbing things, and they'll market it as like kids content for like little tiny kids, and like parents will just let their kids watch whatever on the internet.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary to me that that's our next generation. Honestly,
Oh,
the people.
I was like I was 12. For me to watch TV, my dad was next to me the entire time. I was not allowed anything unless there's an adult next to me during that situation.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm of the opinion that like parents are like complaining about like like what was it called, the really annoying SML
I can't with that. I can't. I can't with that. I
with
like
the puppets and all that. Like,
SM every time I hear about it, I just want to like punch something so hard. I just want to punch something.
Well, it's like when people are complaining about it, I was like, so don't let your kids watch stupid shit like that. Like,
Jeff is so annoying.
yes, or literally just honestly ridiculous. It there's like a bunch of things like like these weird like the weird Go Animate videos that used to be like all over the place of like what were those called? The grounded videos, I think, or
Those
something
were pretty funny, but now they're just dumb.
like they just like I for a while it was like okay I get it, but like they're just like it's very weird honestly to me how like shitty kids
What?
con like
Sorry.
like it's like the most repetitive thing. Like for an example, the whole Baby Shark thing. Like it's like the most repetitive. Like it's nothing's educate. I'm not like everything has to be educational, but like when parents are letting their 3-year-olds watch like this annoying like repetitive shit, like their brains are not gonna develop from that stupid shit. Like and
Er,
what's more scary is if a kid's watching like something like like that, and then it auto plays to like
have you heard of toilet?
it auto plays to whatever disturbing like content not made for kids. Like people will just put their kid in front of YouTube, and like you never know what it's gonna end up auto playing, and like when you think about it, if a 3-year-old gets used to seeing like gore or like disturbing content marketed as kids content,
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Skibbity Toilet?
I don't think so.
Don't want to. It's the most annoying thing that every kid is obsessed with today. It's basically
Mm,
laughing at a head coming out of a toilet and singing a song. That's what kids are laughing at nowadays.
I'm not even gonna ask, honestly. I quit on this generation, I swear. Oh
Oh,
my god.
so stupid. I don't get it. I
How
don't
can
get joy out of any sense.
I don't know. I've about decided that this generation is about screwed because I don't know. People don't know how to be parents anymore either. It's very ridiculous to me how like bad parents have gotten about not teaching their kids like common decent like with things related to like being like blind and stuff or well disabilities. Like I honestly think that there should be classes in schools to teach people about disabilities and things like that, or at least a class. You
In
know.
my like, they kind of teach it about it. They're like, okay, so if someone's blind, this is what could be wrong or what could not be wrong, or they could just be born that way. But it's not much big talk about it. I agree with you. They're
Same with like, because I know they'll teach about like they'll teach like sex education. They'll teach, but they're not teaching. They'll teach government all these things, but they're not teaching like at all about disabilities whatsoever. I feel like there should be a mandatory like 1 semester course for a class to help understand and people understand um how like efficacy and like things to do with disabilities, what some of the thing, how to help certain people with disabilities, how to best understand disabilities, things like that, to really focus on. Because God, you'd be so surprised to see, well, you probably wouldn't, but to see how many really dumb individuals there are when it comes to things to do with being blind, like things that are, I swear, common sense does not exist anymore. No one seems to have common sense.
not at all.
I don't know. All I can do is laugh because otherwise I get pissed. Sometimes all I can do is just say, "Oh my god, the world is so fucked," and laugh at it because you know
Shit.
I don't know.
There it is. All right. What did I say? Oh, I'm getting two new radios. I'm getting the Running Sound MD319, and I already got my 262. So I got of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 radios as of now.
I don't know how many I have. It's probably like 8, maybe altogether. I
Oh,
have.
okay. I'm not trying to cause drama, but a part of why I'm not engaged anymore is because he'll text me saying, "Oh my god, my Zongar just got a Tor E," when he's using his AM transmitter and acting like he just got a Tor E. I'm like, "What? For where?" And he's like, "No, I'm just using my FM transmitter." I'm like, "Okay, don't do that. You're making me think there's like an actual like Tor E somewhere." And he
How does that little like? How does that FM like? Does Zone Guards activate off of FM? I guess I just don't get that.
no, okay, so you put it on a specific frequency on the AM FM transmitter, and you put it on whatever channel because it bleeds through, I guess, and then you will hear the tones come through on your radio, and then they'll activate it. I actually might get one because it's a pretty neat.
Oh wait, so you mean the transmitter when it's that close activates the radio because it is that close to it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I was about to say, does the transmitter literally work on weather radio frequencies? Because if so, that's crazy.
Yeah, but like Gage will text me saying, "Oh my god, my zone guard is randomly activated for Tori." I'm like, "No, it didn't. Stop telling me this." He wants a reason to be friends with me, but I told him I'm already done. He just doesn't want to accept it.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know. With most situations anymore, I've tried to stay out of it so much because honestly, it's been a rough summer for me to be quite honest. So I've just been trying to stay out of everybody's nonsense. Um, I, I
My
haven't talked to
my summer's been okay.
I haven't talked to very many people honestly, or have joined very many streams to be quite honest. I have had a pretty small presence on YouTube for the past couple of weeks or months or so.
On the Gage's stream,
Do what now?
I saw that you popped up on the Gage's stream.
Yeah, I think I might have at some point. I've came on a couple streams, but most times I don't stay too long because I don't know. I've gotten kind of. I'm not bored of weather, but I'm just kind of like streaming the whole weather event and stuff has just gotten to where I'm like, you know,
It's not that fun anymore
no.
because kids have ruined it.
Well, I've had to be so strict now because I never know when somebody's gonna start drama, and it's like I have to be strict all the time, or no one will ever listen when I'm trying to be strict. And it's kind of irritating because I don't want to always be like have all these rules and whatever on the stream, but it's like that's the only way I can keep people from starting drama, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It it honestly isn't really fun for me either, to be quite honest, having all those rules and stuff. It gets irritating, and I've kind of started to distance myself from some people because I just, you know,
I've tried to be non-affiliated with the community, because it's been so bad lately with little kids just being annoying like they always are in the community.
I'm trying to move away from I'm trying to get in other types of content or like making other types of content, but I'm not sure what to do. Because I have a lot of ideas, but the only is like the weather stuff, you know?
And they won't really understand what you're like uploading. Like you'll upload like a music video, and some people are like, "Why are you uploading this, Pearson?" And I thought you were like EAS and stuff. Because don't you
Yeah.
like
Do what now?
don't you like music?
Yeah, I do get into a lot of country and I play piano a lot. I haven't ever played much piano. I don't think on stream, but I think I have a couple of times.
I'm a pretty big. Oh, never mind. Rainfall warning ended. I'm a pretty big country fan. I listen to it.
I love classic country. Older country I really like. I actually collect vinyl records. I don't know if you know what those are, but like older.
That.
Do what now?
I know Gabriel does that.
Yeah, he does. That's one of the things that we did have in common, but I haven't talked to him as much. Just because I've started to kind of, yeah, I haven't cut Gabriel off, and or anything, but I just have been a little more distant with, um, you know, you sometimes you just grow out of certain friendships because you know, don't get along with people as much anymore.
Yeah.
Um, but I really enjoy country music. I wanted to start doing what I'm probably going to do actually here sometime pretty soon is going into like horror or ghost story content.
Mm,
Um,
pretty fun.
yeah, I'm actually planning, hopefully sometime later this year, to go and do a paranormal investigation. Fun fact. Um,
Really cool, actually. That might get views.
I think it might, because it's gonna be pretty interesting. I like that kind of stuff, creepy stuff. Um, I've really thought about. Um, I really wish I could get a team of people together that know how to edit
I get,
and like going into maybe not so much documentary, but like telling like uh storytelling really about being blind and like disabilities, things like that.
yeah. What do you mean by editing? What kind of editing?
Like um like removing certain parts from videos.
That but me.
Do what now?
I could probably do that if you would want me to do that. I have a few apps that I use on my computer to edit my videos.
I may look into that because I'm not able to edit very well, but like if I was able to you know, add little add little pieces to videos or like remove like spots where there was like too much like silence or like filler type of thing.
And like, if I were, it would be like you could do an intro, or you could do like a transition, just like text shows up.
That would be great, honestly. That would be really, really great. I might, because I'm Me and my girlfriend are going to be starting another YouTube channel here pretty soon. I don't know when. It may be pretty far out. It may not. But I'm where we talk about disabilities and really talk to people, like try and educate on disabilities and just like normal things that are in our life that people don't really seem to have much knowledge on. But I
Yeah.
want to try it out on my channel first and see how things go and just kind of play around with having someone help me edit a little bit. And
Yeah, I could probably edit if you want me to. I could
I
try
was gonna,
next, like just show up part two, like the location of the story taking place.
that would be cool to um, I've thought about uh, maybe see, I've thought about doing reaction videos with people, but then again, the copyright thing makes that difficult, you know.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Because I enjoy a lot of reaction style content related to specific things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of little ideas that I just don't know because a lot of my community just doesn't really seem that interested in me doing anything else except EAS stuff, and a lot of them aren't even interested in my EAS stuff that I have from before. They're just interested in my streams, which
That's what a lot of people are like. They're really selective. Like they'll be like, okay, Pearson's live. Let's join a stream. If you're gonna join the lives, you should watch the content and not just join the lives.
yeah, that's one of my things because I've like and I've still been trying to edit all my video tutorials, and I have a lot of like one thing I might do is if you wanted to help me, could you maybe help me schedule videos?
Yeah, the one thing with that is I will get access to your forecast for Northumberland trade.
I think that'd be okay. I think I'd be okay with that as long as
Saturday, August 26, 2023.
as long
Yeah,
as
it's just
we
I would need access to like your channel and your password and stuff. I don't know if you're comfortable with that.
gotcha. Yeah. Um. Let me think about it. I might honestly, because I could use some help with that. I might, if if you think you'd be able to like not, as long as which I don't. I'm not saying you do anything, but as long as you,
Well, I have access to Gabriel's account and I haven't done anything to it yet.
yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that one. You know, I've I've thought about having another member, and Gabriel wanted to do it, but I tried that with Gabriel a while ago, and I found that having him affiliated with my channel, if I have someone affiliated with the channel, it can be a bit tricky, especially because if somebody gets in drama, then everyone, which is why I quit that with Gabriel.
Hmm.
But so I don't know. Let me think on it and see. Because I have a lot of videos, like for an example, of like from March 31st when the
You, would you have some from like the high risk?
yeah, that's the high risk. I have 41 videos from the high risk. Five of those are already uh, five of those are already up, but there's still like 36 that we have to schedule.
Saturday night, maximum air
Uh,
quality health index or low risk. Sorry, I'm just testing the reception of my radios.
nah, you're good. So I don't know. I've thought about it. I have a lot. I think the only thing that worries me is I do have a lot of like on my channel. I have a lot of playlists, right? So like, if I lost my channel, I wouldn't be mad as much as losing. I know that sounds bizarre, but I have like playlists of like classic country music and stuff. Like
And
with
hours, I think. I have like 50.
do what now?
I think you have like 50 subscribers on your channel, so you have a decent amount. I have like 120 on mine.
Yeah, I'm getting up there in subs. It's went up a lot slowly, and I wish more of
Mm.
my subs were like interacted. I need to start doing community postings like that, but I just never really got much interaction with it.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I've thought about different idea, like having like talking about politics. I like to talk about politics, except it's like you know that's
It
the
can
one
it
thing.
can it can lead to you losing your like reputation.
Yeah. See, and that's what's sad. And I said this earlier on the stream, is everybody is so afraid to say their opinions nowadays. Like
I
if you're
mean, I'm conservative
saying,
so because like some of the stuff Justin Trudeau's been doing is making me quite upset. So that's why I've gone to being conservative.
I'm pretty conservative. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I'm pretty conservative. There's some things I can agree on, and then there's some things I'm just like. I like to say I try and stay in the middle. It's just with some of the things Democrats do, it makes it very hard for me to say I'm in the middle
Mm.
because there's some things that are done that are just ridiculous to me. Um, you know, I don't know. It's like I was talking about like Ukraine earlier, and I was like, talking about my thoughts on that and Russia in general. I was like, because some like everybody's rooting for Ukraine, which is great, but something people don't seem to remember is that Russia is not going to back down if they lose the war with Ukraine. That's just going to piss them off more. So that's basically a declaration of war on, you
And
know,
people have been saying that like if Ukraine loses it, that's going to cause World War III.
if Ukraine if Ukraine wins, honestly, it probably will because if Ukraine wins, that's like poking the bear basically. Russia's in a corner, so like, and they know it too. Vladimir Putin knows he's just about finished as it is. You know, that's what's kind of scary because he doesn't. He's insane. He obviously does not.
The
You
thing
know,
is that there's no winners in a nuclear war. There's
no,
no winners.
that's what's scary is that
Is
that's
that
that's.
we will all die if there's.
I was gonna say it's a death sentence pretty much.
So that's why
And
they're trying to ignore it, and that's why I don't want Trudeau in power when that happens.
yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not a big fan of the whole having Biden in power at all either, because
Didn't Biden pull the troops out of Afghanistan?
yes, he did, and that was one of the worst
Decisions he could
military.
ever make.
That was one of the worst withdrawals like ever. It was honestly terrible.
Yeah,
He basically everybody just went running out of there. For one, we left. What kind of pisses me off is, all right, we have some of those people over there, right, that helped us in Afghanistan,
yeah,
and we left a lot of those guys like out to the Taliban that had helped fight the Taliban for however many years. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna kill them all.
exactly. Yeah, and like I don't, I just don't think Biden even wanted to like care about it. That's why he pulled them out.
It's like we did all that work since 9/11 to try and stop terrorism and stop those guys from over there. And then Biden's just like, yep, screw it, we've done all we can do. Let's just run out of here with our tails between our legs. Like, no, that's not how it works. We have one of the biggest militaries in the world. There's no reason why,
We need to back down.
yeah, we dash out like that, especially when the Afghan president basically just said, all right, here you go. We're turning it back over to the Taliban now. I'm not going to fight. That was ridiculous. And then, now here we are, Taliban's running that over there. Who knows before the next, we have the next 9/11 on our hands
Yep.
because we left, you know, we left
And who
that.
knows where it could be? It could be in Canada next.
It could be literally anyone's thing, and that's what's sad is, I don't know. It's kind of sad to me how much people like joke about certain things. I joke about really messed up things at times. I try not to joke about 9/11, um, because it well 9/11 and the Holocaust, for an example, are two things we typically try and avoid joking
Like,
about.
people on TikTok are so bad with making fun of 9/11 and the Holocaust.
Yeah, I'm all for edgy humor, but if it's specifically trying to be like the shittiest person alive, just to be the shittiest person alive,
Yeah.
humor is meant to make people laugh, maybe make people a little uncomfortable, sure, but like, there's just certain topics me I don't.
Yeah.
Humor is subjective too, which I get, but it's like when you have people like, no, it's like, okay, for an example, in the horror community, uh, of like really creepy, like lost media and creepy content. There's a guy named Plague Moth who was literally capitalizing off of like gore videos, like disgusting, like terrible, like basically the crap that Moso would play on stream,
Oh
like
God.
shock video, like beheadings and all this disgusting.
Jesus. Yeah.
And
Like
he would,
there is some stuff that Mercer would show that would like scar me for life.
so this Plague Moth guy was putting all this crap. He was selling those videos of moments on Patreon. He was selling reaction videos of him reacting to that on Patreon. And get this is how dumb this generation is. When everybody came after him for it, he was like, everyone's coming after me because of my gender identity.
What?
When I heard it, I was like, dude, I couldn't give a shit less what your gender identity is. You're
People
a
nowadays are so sensitive when it comes to like LGBTQ. Like Justin Trudeau is really bad with it. Like I'm not saying that I don't support it, but that's all Justin Trudeau focuses on is that. He's not
to be
focusing on he's not focusing on the well-being of Canada.
I'm honest with my thing is I I don't I'm not gonna like blast somebody for being gay. That's their life decision. I don't have to agree with it, but I don't have to blast somebody either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like some people who are gay will just go around saying, "Oh, I am gay. You should completely respect that. You should like bow to me. Give me this. Give me that." That's what some people do.
And I find it ridiculous. You know, you're not allowed to not agree with the LGBT community anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and it's the same with Black Lives Matter. I'm glad that people are protesting police brutality, but this whole defund the police shit, we would be. I'd rather have 20 out of 200 racist cops than no cops at all and insanity on our streets. We can take care of the racism problem with cops without defunding all the police departments.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad that people are protesting that shit. But also, like, if you're burning down those businesses, if you're looting places, like, if you're destroying people's property who didn't do shit to you just because they're white, like, that is still racism. Like, I've gotten many times people saying, if you're black, you can't be racist. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yep. That's what everyone says. That if you're black, you can't be racist.
I'm like, racist doesn't depend on the race. It's like people with the N word, like black people can say the N word, but people, no one should be saying the N word. Like, I don't see why one race, I get nothing should depend on color of skin. If nothing should be discriminated against by color of skin, which it shouldn't, then nothing should depend on color of skin either.
Just a quick question: are you at all like Christian or Catholic?
I am Christian. I am. I don't really have a what do you call it? I'm not like Baptist or like Lutheran. I consider myself just Christian typically.
That's what Isaac is. Isaac's a Christian. I'm Catholic. So
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm I'm uh, I'm Christian, and that's like with religion, like people are just honestly they hate on like religion so much. Like religion causes all the world's wars, and I'm like, you know, to some extent I get it, but also like people are demonizing religious people for being like terrible people. But I think you'll find a lot of times that the first people to respond like disasters or things like that is oftentimes you'll have like churches that'll bring uh like donations of like food and water and like all these things like you know everybody tries to demonize like religions and religion isn't bad, honestly. What's bad is the people that take advantage of that. But no matter what it is, people would always, no matter what the thing is, people will always find a way to take advantage of it.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm Christian. I have, you know, I don't know. It's like you can't even say you're religious anymore online without everybody completely just blasting you for it, and it's
yeah, that's
sad.
also true.
It's like I don't agree with the LGBT community, honestly, myself. Well, I don't agree with some of the things in it, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't like stop them from doing what they want to do with their lives. Like it's their lives. I don't agree with like some things, but that doesn't mean it's. We live in a country to where that's allowed. You don't have to. That's what makes America what it is. Now, I'm not going to go out and fight people on it. I'm not going to go, you know, spreading that message that I don't agree with it because I don't need to. Now, if somebody asks me, I'll say, well, I don't specifically believe, You know, I specifically believe there's two genders, but that's just me. You know, you do what you need to do. I'm not judging you. My religion says not to judge, so I'm not gonna judge. And I don't know. It's like what makes me mad though is like, did you see the story about a Canada school teacher who wore fake um like fake breasts and all this stuff,
He wore like what?
like fake breasts and all this stuff to make him look like a girl, um, in front of a class of kindergartners, like, and he was like, "I need to show my gender identity wherever I am," but like he's showing it at a school of like kindergartners where like he's like a class of kindergartners doesn't care what you know what gender you are or aren't. Like, well, it's like this child affirming healthcare crap where they're like telling children to like that they can switch their gender below like 18. I don't really understand it, to be honest, because if if the age of like consent and stuff like that is like 17 or 18, and that's like it's like drinking, you know, kids aren't smart enough to know what they're doing with their bodies when they're that young.
That's true. Yeah.
Like after they turn 18, you know, they're adults at that point. If they want to like try and get, you know, whatever, take whatever to change their gender, fine. But it's sort of like it'd be like letting a 3-year old get a tattoo just because she's seen someone get a tattoo. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that's a little ridiculous to me. But again, that's just me. I don't know. I think the world's gone freaking haywire. I don't know. It bothers me sometimes, but sometimes it's best just to live and let live. People will be crazy no matter what you do. I, I don't know. Like politics and stuff though, you can't even talk about politics without getting completely blasted. Like there's no peaceful discussion about politics anymore.
That's yeah. Like some people get so offended because you're like I don't even know what like opinions are as in like in the politics stand, but like if I go around saying that I'm liberal, which I'm not, I'll get bashed for it. I'm the complete opposite of liberal. I don't like Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
If I were to say that I like Justin Trudeau, I would get attacked.
you know, and it's like here, if you're at all like Republican or conservative, it's like immediate like blasting because you're not like on the whole social movements and all that into the whole social movements and all that stuff. Like I don't know. I just it's sad that like I feel like people should talk about politics like to widen their opinions. That way people aren't so like one side versus the other constantly, you know? But it's like no one wants to talk about politics anymore because all anyone does is fight. You know, no one can have a civil discussion of politics and beliefs anymore without immediately being blasted for it. And that's like the same online. You get canceled for having a belief. You know, it's like certain people. This whole like you're cancer. You don't deserve to have a voice type of thing, you know. I don't know. Our culture is screwed. Is about as
This
far as
guy
I.
was screwed. People don't
honestly.
know what, like, how to interact properly in real life. Like, I'll go back to school and kids will be so annoying. And I think they're so cool because they play hockey. They're so good. And then when it comes to them being in the real world, they're just gonna get their asses beat because how they treat people.
Like honestly, no one's ready for the real world. Honestly, when everyone has this like mentality in high school, being like, especially if they're like cool kids in school, like it's like you're getting nowhere by treating someone like shit. You know, by ignoring your popularity. If you're like the jackass type of popular person, that gets you nowhere. You know.
Being popular is not going to help you when you leave school. It's going to immediately drop, and it's not going to matter once you leave school. It's not going to matter.
Yeah. Honestly, I can truthfully say that most of my friends are not from school, honestly. I don't know that I have any friends besides one that really I went to school with, and the only reason I'm friends with him is we grew up together because we were both visually impaired, you know? Like,
Mm.
it's sad because no one wants to bridge the gap with people with disabilities, too, especially special needs, you know? Like,
That's so. When I had that whole conversation with Gage, I basically told him this is your fault. You're the reason that I'm blocking you. Your racist acts, you bullying my friends. This is why I'm blocking you. And he said you were bullying the visually impaired.
no, well, no.
That's
That's
all.
ridiculous.
Like it's the complete. Like
Yeah, that that is a problem. Yeah, you know, you you can't turn it into being bullied because of your disability when you're doing something like that type of thing.
yeah, like he'll use his blindness as an excuse, like say the N word and stuff, and he'll say like one time it got so bad. Like all I wanted to do was just for him to say sorry. I just said if you say sorry, I'll forgive you. And he literally went on to say that he was going to kill himself because he didn't want to because he thought like he was right for saying the N word. And that's why I'm like I said all I want you to say is sorry. And he kept saying, okay, that's it, blocking you, and I'm gonna kill myself. And then he just blocked me for like a week, and I didn't know if he was okay or not.
Well, that's the thing is honestly that um, and I've said this for a long time. Gage's mom really needs to step up and
That exactly.
get him into like other things besides just the weather because he's never doing anything except the weather. He
I'm like,
has autism and like he doesn't ever do anything. Like, but he acts like this, and and that's not an excuse. But if his mom wanted to change it, she would. Because I asked him about it, and he said he didn't even have any idea of blind services out there. I'm like, you got your mom and your music teacher need to talk to somebody about services out there for you, and you need to do something instead of just sitting on the phone like this all day because that's your problem.
yeah.
And that's honestly a problem with a lot of disability people. A lot of people with disabilities don't understand that they can do things. Like it's sad, really, to see. That's not, I'm not trying to make it like I'm not excusing what he did or didn't do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like as a whole, a lot of people don't seem to understand that they can do things that have disabilities
Hmm.
because there isn't like I've heard so many stories of people with disabilities getting like bullied. I
My
have
mom, she works in a building full of people who are like nonverbal and have like really they they can't even be out because it's big because of how like they have like severe autism, so they aren't even able to go by themselves. So that's she goes to work there and she works with kids like that every day.
And that's the thing. A lot of people aren't interested in going into those fields. And we need a lot more people in the field of like helping people with disabilities. It's really bad. Like there isn't very many that do a lot of the time, especially for blind. Like the teachers that are supposed to teach like Braille or like what they call like O&M, which is like orientation and mobility. It's like using your cane or walking street crossings, getting out in public, that sort of bus transportation, all that. There's not nearly enough people wanting to do these things, and if schools would have a class where they would teach about that stuff, and I've said this for a long time, then a lot more people would want to go into those positions. And make a lot more jobs for people and make the economy boom if we had people working in positions instead of just so many people not working. So, I don't know. I've just gotten to where last couple months I'm just trying to get by with figuring out what I want to do after school because I wasn't really prepared for anything, and I really struggled to make it through the end of high school because especially when you're in a wheelchair and blind, like I was always told I couldn't, uh, that no one knew how to help me in the wheelchair, learn how to get out in public, and no one could help me do it. And it's like people can, just no one's trying to put in the effort in. So I honestly, I don't know. People pissed me off, quite honestly.
Yeah.
School systems, especially, are just absolutely like made to be like it's all about how many tests you like like how much work, like all this like busy work that isn't like necessary, to teach things like all this having a shit ton of homework stuff does is just makes like everyone so like of course there should be homework and stuff, but like when there's so much homework that you can't do anything else in your personal life except homework, that gets ridiculous. It was really bad for me in school because I got to where I would I would have surgeries, right, and I would and the school would basically blame me for not getting the homework done because I was in so much pain after like having like 2 or 3 surgeries a year on my leg, like that I couldn't even focus on school, but yet the school system completely blames us for it and says, well, you're just not trying hard enough. I don't know. I'm not a fan of school systems in the U.S. So it's really reputation based and shitty. You know, it's all about what makes them look good.
Yeah. It's like nowadays in my school, will be like, you need to be an asshole to be popular, and I'm not like that. I don't want to be a douchebag to people because they're like lower. I'll respect people, and like if you respect me, I'll respect you. That's what I go by.
Honestly, this generation of like kids have forgotten what common decency is. Like,
I'm
you
probably gonna
know.
head off and cleaning my room. I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty, I'll probably end this stream honestly because I'm pretty tired.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
See ya. But Anyway, y'all, I'm probably gonna head on out. Um, enjoyed having the stream talking about whatever. I hope I didn't offend anybody. If I did, um, please proceed to tell me about it in a dignified manner, and I will proceed to hopefully help you with that. Um, I certainly don't want to try and offend or hurt anyone's feelings, so I hope that's not how I come across. Interesting. We have a comment that says, "My wife locked me in the shed again." That's my life. That was the only comment we had on stream. Well, have fun with that, fella, and hope your marital situations get better. I I hope you have a nice, wonderful day. Good luck with that, and I will catch y'all later. Again, if I offended anybody, I am sorry. If this causes a widespread world controversy with earth-shaking consequences, fine. Whoops. But yeah, I try and be inviting to all people. So if anyone, you don't have to agree with what I say. I don't have to agree with what you say, but I am gonna try and treat you whoever you are, with human decency. I hope the same. You know, sometimes it's best to agree to disagree and find the things that'll bring you together instead of things that'll tear you apart as people. That's something that sometimes I feel like a lot of people even forget is that, try not to spread hate for people. So yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here. It's about 8 o'clock, so let's shut this down for the night. We'll probably do another one of these here pretty soon, whenever I feel up to it. Maybe in a week or two. Maybe I'll start doing these once every couple of days. I mean, I have nothing to do during the weekdays, so maybe that's what we'll do here. Is we'll do some of that stuff. But anyway, in any regards, I will catch you guys later, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.